Well, Chiefs, the three-peat dreams are crushed by the number one defense in the league. And y'all got blown out in embarrassing fashion, I might add. But before we get into this video too much, before we get into the intro and all that, to kind of represent Philly, because I'm a Seahawks fan and I represent the Philadelphia Eagles. I respect them. This Eagle fans is me chanting your fight song for you that is well deserved. Sing with me, Eagle fans. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hit them low. Hit them high. And watch our Eagles fight. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Eagles. Eagles. Let's go, baby. Y'all didn't earn it, and Dallas still sucks. Let's talk football. All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, where sports are everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we're going over my immediate Super Bowl reaction as the Philadelphia Eagles have won the Super Bowl for the second time in their history. Not only making Cowboy fans even worse than where they already are right now, but also derailing the Kansas City Chiefs three-peat. And this game was so surprising. I don't even want people to look at the final score because it was 40-6 at one point. This was by far the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. Other than, of course, the Seahawks and Broncos one. Y'all avoided that because of what you did in garbage time. But the question is, how big was this Super Bowl? Now, of course, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we get started too deep into this video, if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to do me a favor and smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, let's talk about this Super Bowl. First, before we get too far into this video, I want to mention two things. Number one, to all the Chief fans, y'all fell for my trap. In my Super Bowl prediction of when I did it a few weeks ago, before the Super Bowl, I gave my prediction on the Chiefs. And here's what I had to say from that point when I picked the Chiefs. But I think we all know who's going to win this one. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. I know nobody's going to like to hear this, but the Chiefs are destined to three-peat. I felt it since the beginning of the playoffs when they had the number one seed. I felt that Kansas City was going to make another Super Bowl appearance, and they did. And now I feel that they're going to ultimately win it all because we've seen this from the Chiefs. They've won 9 straight playoff games in the playoffs, 7 of them coming by one score margins. If you're going to be the champs, you have to go in and beat the champs. But I did have the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong on that. But I went for them on purpose. I knew that if they had that pressure on them to pull the three-peat, that they would fold. I led the Chiefs with all the respect I was giving them right into my trap. And y'all fell for it. I knew from the very second, which is number 2, that Scooter McGregor, a Cowboys YouTuber, said that the Chiefs would blow out the Eagles, I knew that that was going to turn on him really quick. So I picked the Chiefs on purpose. I knew that the 3P was rare. And now the Chiefs have to suffer this embarrassing loss. So, I mean, I'm sorry for Kansas City, but I led them into my trap. I led them into that trap that I had set up in the first place. But now to this game. This game was so incredible by the Eagles. The defense was able to limit the Chiefs beyond belief. They had allowed the team of the Chiefs to not even play a single possession in the first half in opponent territory, just like the Ravens did with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This was what I had thought was not going to happen. I thought it was going to be more closer than expected, but it was a blowout against the on a different team other than the Chiefs. This Super Bowl, let me go over some stats here from this game. The Philadelphia Eagles had 345 yards total, while the Chiefs were only limited to 230, 275, which most of it was given up due to garbage time. The Chiefs beat them in the passing category because of the garbage time, but the rushing yards by Philly, and it was 135, while the Chiefs only had just 150. With Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt behind your line, you couldn't even post up 100 rushing yards combined. And not only that, your two leading receivers that had touchdowns were Xavier Worthy, a rookie, and DeAndre Hopkins. Where was Travis Kelce in that game? Where was Travis Kelce? Because I know from that minute that the Chiefs lost, I'm already thinking that Taylor Swift's going to divorce with, already going to break up with Travis Kelce after this loss. Because this was embarrassing. And I want to replay a little clip that Travis Kelce had said a few weeks ago when people had said that the Chiefs are scared of the Bengals. Here's what Travis Kelce had to say in that circumstance.
I ain't scared of nobody. I wanted them in the playoffs. I want to slay every dragon one by one, like Mortal Kombat. I don't even want this to be like we play the lowest seed. Just give me the best teams. AFC, NFC. Give me all of them.
Well, were you thinking that you were going to face this Eagles team? Because you said that, but I think you were expecting the Lions. I think you were expecting the Lions in the Super Bowl, not this Philadelphia Eagles defense. That's for dang sure. The Eagles just ate off every single limb of this Chiefs team, and they'll still have leftovers because they weren't finished. Like Tyler Wren, they wanted more on that board. And not only that, I want to pull this stat up. The Eagles, with a lead of as much by 34, had originally become the second team with the biggest lead in a Super Bowl since the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 48, the team I'm proudly represent. And this was embarrassing by the Chiefs. They had 6 sacks allowed, while the Eagles only had 2 allowed. They had 2 interceptions thrown by Mahomes. And, of course, that fumble. They pounded you in time of possession by 36 minutes and 58 seconds. And the main thing I look at when I saw this, I knew it was going to determine the game. That offsides call on number 90 of that defense. When I saw that happen, I knew that was going to be the ultimate deciding factor of this game. Because you had a chance to get the Eagles off the field. You had a chance to get them off the field. All you had to do was line up behind the line of scrimmage. Didn't you learn anything from that 2014 game against the Patriots and Tom Brady? Did you learn anything there? Because it certainly didn't look like you did. Just from the way I'm looking at it. I'm not trolling the Chiefs on purpose. But I think all America has deserved this moment. And I'm representing it on the proud side of Americans everywhere. The Chiefs were, and I don't even want anybody to think this was on the refs. Each side alone had 8 penalties. That's total of 16 penalties the entire game. 8 each. I don't want even anybody to say that this was on the refs. I don't want nobody to say that. And then also, the Eagles had 70 plays. And do you know how many plays the Chiefs had when they were up 10? When the Eagles were up 10? They had 10 plays. 10 plays. Get that. 10 plays with the entire points of the Philadelphia Eagles. Get that. And I'm still surprised about this whole circumstance. I was not even close to expecting this. But this loss. But let me go over some stats on Mr. Travis Kelce and that man. Let me go over some stats on that brother. He had 4 catches for 39 yards with an average of 9.8 yards. And all of it came in the second half. You did nothing in the first half. Nothing. The Chiefs didn't even have a single play from opponent territory, just like the Steelers had against the Ravens. You're putting yourselves in the conversation of the Steelers right now. Because I said this, I pointed to this a few times. The recent teams that had 1-by-1 possession, let me pull those up on the screen. The last 3 teams that had multiple one possession games was the 2021 in the bubble year, the Pittsburgh Steelers, when they got blown out 27-0 against the Browns. Then it happened again in a year or two, about 1 to 2 year, 1 year later, when the Vikings had multiple close games and then lost to the Giants in the first round. And then the Steelers again in that following season and lost to the Bills in the wild card round. The Chiefs now put themselves in that category. With multiple one possession games, they came 1 game short of the historic three-peat, becoming the first team since the 1995 Green Bay Packers and the first team in the Super Bowl era to pull it off. But I'm not going at the Chiefs on purpose. I'm just doing it to help in the favor of all Americans. I still have plenty of respect for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong on that. But the fact that you lost in the fashion you did, a similar way that a division rival of yours, the Denver Broncos, did against the Seattle Seahawks. You put up more points, but you tried to come back in garbage time, but you couldn't get it done in the end. Billy, I'm happy for you. You get to earn that championship and make Cowboy fans even more miserable than they already are. And to the Chiefs, I'm sorry you couldn't three-peat, but it was ultimately the fate that was laid out by previous NFL teams that had multiple one-possession games. And the Chiefs now become one of those 4 teams. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. What is your reaction to this Super Bowl? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to do me a favor and smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is my last video of the entire NFL season before we hit the off season. So until next season, for when it comes to these topics, I'll catch you all then. Ciao, finally, for now.